Yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy Carl back at it again. New video, same grind, you already know. Hope y'all doing well on this Saturday afternoon for you guys. For me, it's Wednesday morning on Christmas. Yes, we grinding on Christmas. No break, no winter vacation or nothing like that. We grinding every day. But yeah, I hope y'all had a good Christmas actually, and also that in the future, after I post this video, I hope you will have a good New Year's Eve as well. Since December is about to end, it's gonna be the beginning of December. The day of December is gonna be the beginning of a new year. Man, I messed up the whole the whole sentence, but yeah, it's gonna be the beginning of a new year, and I hope y'all had y'all had a good year so far, and yeah, and you're ready for 2025. You got new goals, or maybe the same goals that you want to keep working on, so you can achieve the end goal of your projects and all this stuff, And yeah, as for me, it's the same old, same old. Well, same old. Yeah, I got some new goals as well, and I got new goals, and I got also the same goals of this year, but those goals are like art related stuff, like what I'm doing right now. But getting better at art and all this stuff is like something that you're gonna keep working on forever, as you keep working on this art career stuff. So yeah, but anyway, so without further ado, let's start this video. And yeah, so for today, part 3 or episode 3 of the pre-animation art school training training series. Damn, I messed up the whole title. So the pre-animation training art video series. That's what I was trying to say. So we are at part 3, and for today, I'm gonna record my session of doing creative gesture drawing and simplified anatomy. So today practice is a bit like one of the a bit challenging of this block of studying. Because right now I'm gonna use imagination, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been relying too much on references over the years of when I was drawing. Here and there I've been drawing without reference pretty often, but yeah, and it never turned out well when I compare when I used to a reference. But this is why I'm doing this practice, to practice my creativity, my imagination, and be able to correct myself to see, okay, what needs to be what I need to make this pose or this character look right, like technique wise, and can I push the gesture in a way that's gonna make the character look alive, less stiff, and all this stuff. And here you can see I've already done some of those those are the ones that I've done for the past few weeks, so I already done couple of them. So this is like the first page. This is where I first started. So as you can see, I really went normal with the poses. I didn't push too much of gesture or anything like that. I have an attempt to draw without using the simple basic forms, basic shapes, just to have an idea what it will feel like if I want to draw with a bit more anatomical detail, well, simplified anatomy detail. And I drew more over here. Why I got this? Oh, I forgot to fuse it. Here we go. So yeah, and I did some more in here. Here, this is where I start to experiment a bit more out of my comfort zone. Try to draw in a more cartoonified way. Try to exaggerate, push some proportion while keeping balance, and also pushing myself to draw body types that I never draw often. Like drawing because I always go with the simple, like the average body type. I guess you can say that, like you it's not too athletic, but not too chubby either. It's just like normal, I guess. And then I was like, let me push myself. So I want to draw like really big chunky characters, push the torso, even change the shape of the head instead of just going with the default head shape that I always use. And yes, so I'm still practicing to do that. I'm not totally comfortable doing that, and this is like the most recent one that I've done. For the past 2 weeks, if I remember correctly. And yeah, so this is where I can experiment as well, to draw poses that I imagine and try to put it into application, with all the poses that I've practiced with gesture drawings, and try to remember what I've did with gesture drawing. Say, okay, how can I tweak that? How can I change that in a way that I prefer to draw the pose, and also while keeping the flow and gesture of it. So yeah, so we're gonna do that today, and then after that, after the creative gesture drawing, I'm gonna do a simplified anatomy sketch. So simplified anatomy says like I'm gonna do a simplified sketch from references. Like I was, I'm gonna put a reference in the video in the editing, and I'm gonna draw what I see, but I'm gonna simplify it, you know. And so the first tree here, I really tried to, you know, I didn't really like, of course it's simplified, but I tried to, you know, stay with the reference how it is. But after this one, this is the one that I did last week, I decided, you know what, I want to push my cartooning skills as well, my simplifying skills in a more specific way by putting restrictions to myself. So for this one, I decided my restriction was to only use rounded shape language. So I took the reference and I look at it and said, okay, how can I simplify all the parts of the body by using round shape? I have to avoid using sharp shape language or angular shape language. Yeah, like yes, there can be a square shape, but even if it's square, it's rounded. If there's a triangular shape, the edges of every triangle, the edges of the triangle is going to be rounded. And this is what I did here. And I think it came out pretty well and pretty interesting. You know, like the reference, you know, like the girl looked fierce and like she's doing a jump kick, and now, you know, she looked fierce but in a cute way because I just been using round shape, which is really interesting, you know. And for today, I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to restrict myself by using only one shape language. I really picked the reference that you're going to see later on the second part of this video once I finish my creative gesture drawing. And I'm going to restrict myself by only using triangle shape language. And you're going to see why I decided to use why I decided to restrict myself with only triangle shape. It's going to fit really well with the pose that I'm going to use today for the practice, for the study today. But anyway, so like I always, you know, no, this is the realistic one. For like always, you know, take your pen, paper, tablet, whatever you need to draw. Let's go together. So for the first pose or the first few poses, because it's gonna be a 30-minute session, I'm gonna make it live. For the first few poses, and then after that I'm gonna make it as a time lapse, so you know the video won't last an hour, you know. And by the way, tell me if you guys are interested, if you want to have a full session video, because you know, I was thinking about it, like yes, for the first two videos I decided to, you know, really like minimize it to 30 minutes, because you know, I don't think like an hour, people will sit an hour to do practices like this unless they're about that grind life. You know, this is what I did for my daily art grind video series I did in the summer. But for this series I was like, you know what, I just want to make quote unquote short videos, you know, 30 minutes max. And even though it's an hour session, but if you guys are interested to see a full session of me practicing, you know, without you know, every editing, like of course I'm gonna cut the part that nothing is happening, but if you want to see it's just a full session, just tell me in the comments, and yeah, the next video I'm gonna make it a full session recording myself. I might be silent most of the time, so I won't talk that much because I'm gonna be focused, but at least you're gonna have a video of someone doing practice, and you can do your own practice at the same time, you know. Like when I'm streaming on Twitch, you know, when I stream on Twitch, I invite people, you know, like to know, like they don't have to feel like they have to chat in the chat with me. You know, like I want to make a platform where people can just come in, have a relaxed place, a chill place, a cool place to just do their grind, you know, can be art or whatever they want to do. And I can, if you want to have the same experience on YouTube video, just tell me in the comment. But yeah, so let's get started, shall we? So I already did my warm-up, so I can jump straight in the practice of the day. And yeah, so here I have to think about a pose I want to draw the character in, and yeah, and from there just make you know, some exaggeration, some pushing, pulling, exaggeration. So yeah, so let's see, let's start with something simple. I want to draw a female figure that does you know, that got an angle. Actually I forgot to put the timer. Let me put the timer here real quick. So 30 minutes. So yeah, so for the first pose, like I said, I want to have some angles going on with the shoulder and the pelvis. So you know, like I want a shoulder like this, and I want the pelvis going like that. And something interesting like this. Then of course, by doing this, you're gonna have this leg like that, and you're gonna have this leg more straight. And I'm pretty sure I drew this pose 10,000 times, and I will not be surprised. This tends to be my default poses for my female characters when I just draw them doing nothing. And sometimes it's good because you know, like especially when you do character designs, you want to have a standard pose that you might use often to pose the character, like just to showcase the design, and of course you want to make a pose to showcase the character's personality, you know. So yeah, so that would be the pose. Maybe I can. What can I exaggerate? I like to have my female characters to have long legs, honestly. Or these days I'll start to like doing this to give long legs to female characters. So I'm gonna exaggerate that. Because the goal here is not to draw realistic figures, you know. It's just I want to upgrade my cartooning skills. I'm gonna give her a really small torso, small rib cage, and I'm gonna give her wide hips to put more emphasis to the female body language. And yeah, and one trick that it's kind of like that, if you want to emphasize the feminine aspect of your character, is to when the character, if the character arm is really like going down, like it's just doing nothing, female characters' arms tends to go have a carrying angle. That's how it's called, of the arm. So it tends to have an angle like this. But for male characters, it's gonna be less prominent. It's gonna be like a straight arm, but there's still an angle. Just that female characters tends to have an angle like this because they have wide hips, so their arm's gonna naturally angle out from the body. So yeah, those are things that you caught on by studying anatomy when you go really deep into anatomy. Because I think if you're just studying on a superficial level, you won't notice that unless you got good observation skills. You're gonna notice the difference between the arms position of a woman and a man. But I wouldn't know that if I never studied anatomy that deep. I'll just draw the arms the way I draw them naturally. So yeah, and for the shape language, so let's do a triangular head. You know. Of course, I'm gonna keep a good shape, good forms, you know, good volumes, like that. Let's close the shape here. Let's make it somewhat of a thin neck. Traps with the clavicle. Honestly, I like this exercise. Like, it's hard a little bit because especially if I want to start, when I'm going to start doing a bit more dynamic poses or try to imagine dynamic poses from scratch, it's gonna be a bit harder. But I still like it because it forced me to draw in a way that I don't usually draw. I get out of my comfort zone, so it's challenging me. Like that. She's gonna have a long abdomen. Out the pelvis. I'm gonna make it flow to the leg like this. And one thing that I learned when by observing more cartoonish designs is that, you know, like there's really a freedom of the way you want to draw stuff, but there's still logic behind it, you know. Because the problem why I was struggling with drawing a cartoonized characters because I was so dead focused on doing anatomy right that I didn't have the freedom to I didn't give myself the freedom to play with the size of the body parts, you know. Because yes, there will be characters that will have longer legs than torsos. There will be characters that have bigger torsos than legs, small heads, big torso, short legs, you know. And this is just a play of logic by, okay, I want to do a design that play with big, small, big, medium, small, big, big, medium, small. You know, like there's variety in the shape language and the size of the shapes and forms. But even though I understand that in theory, it was hard for me to do it in practice because every time I look at it, I'm like, it doesn't look right, you know. But if I stop worrying about, oh, does it look right in an anatomical sense, and just thinking, oh, this is what the design is supposed to look like and how can I balance it to make it look good, it gives me more freedom to design a character the way I imagine in my head. Because sometimes I imagine the design of character, I'm like, oh, it looks cool in my head. Then I start drawing, I'm like, wait, but that doesn't make sense anatomically because this isn't how the body's supposed to be proportioned like. But that's thinking like that really stopped me doing a lot of designs that I wanted to do for certain things. And it was really prominent back then when I first started working on my manga Elementasia. It had another name back then. I was so focused on doing things right or doing things accurately to what I see in reality that I didn't let myself to have a freedom of doing designs for my characters. You know, like most of my characters were black. And yes, even though I like drawing the typical spiky anime hair that you see in your shonen anime, I will never draw a black character with spiky hair, you know? Even though I wanted to have one of my characters, even though he was back to a spiky hair, because back then I was really a shonen fanatic, so I wanted to have this for my designs back then. But then, you know, then I started to practice certain hairstyle design for black people. I'm like, you know what? I can take a black person hairstyle and turn it into a bit more anime-ish to make it look like a shonen character. And then when I started to open my mind to design characters in outside of my limitation for reality, it helped me open more doors to do better designs, cool designs for my characters. Let's see. I'm losing the carrying angle by doing that. So let me put it straight like this. See, this is something from anatomy again. See, I do suddenly like taking up, but I'm losing the carrying angle. This is something from anatomy, but I have to do it, but I want to do it nonetheless. Because it's not stopping from my creativity, but it's just that to make it more prominent, a little bit more for the feminine figure. That's better. I need to watch out how I finish my cylinders, shapes. Nice. So we have a first figure, imaginative figure. I think I can push this if I want to make it really gesturing, like have a better flow. Then do something more like this. Nice. You know, like this is from a practice I've done yesterday because I sketched a character where the torso was doing something like this, you know, that then it was connected to the pelvis like that, and her legs was going like this. This was from yesterday practice that I've done, and I remembered I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this line here. I really like it, and I'm trying to represent it here the same way or something similar. But in this case, it was really prominent because the character was sitting. Now she's standing, so I don't think it will be as prominent, especially this part here, because you know, since she's sitting, her glutes is gonna be squished because of the chair she was sitting on, so it's gonna push up, so it's gonna put more emphasis in the curve here. But now, this, like I said, this character is standing, so there won't be any like push like this. Though I can exaggerate if I want to make her more. If I want to make her hips more wide, but that's not my goal. I just wanted to have long legs for this one, and yeah, okay, I kind of like it. I think this leg can be better, like, because I'm trying to remember poses where I drew female characters like this, and I remember the legs were really like straight out, but now she's losing balance, so I guess we're going down, we're going inward a bit more, like this. And also, my goal is not to make as much poses as I can in 20 minutes. I mean, if I can do a lot, it will be good. But my goal is to really make some good quality poses from imagination. And yeah, how long it's been now? Okay, it took me 15 minutes to do one of them. Alright, but to be fair, I'm making a YouTube video, so I'm not fully focused on drawing. I'm more focused on explaining my process. So I'm doing less than I usually do. Like usually in 30 minutes I'm able to do like what, 3 to 4 poses. On the 4th one it's almost time's up, and I'm just doing the essentials at this point. But it's not a race. I'm just giving myself a certain amount of time to do something, because you know when I'm gonna start working full time, I won't have the luxury to take my time like this. So I set myself a timer to do things in a certain amount of time. Alright, so this is one pose done. Okay, so for the next one, let's see. Let me think. You know what? Let me practice for the next let me practice for the next assignment I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a pose that can help, that will start to put me in this mindset. I'm still gonna use triangular shape. Let's see. It's gonna be really hard to do for imagination. I always had a hard time to draw this character doing dynamic poses. I want his torso to be like that. Actually, not. Let's do it from the front view, like this. This is gonna be in the front view anyway. So the head's gonna be about here, torso here. Gonna have the arm doing a foreshortening like that. Body's gonna like this. Position of the legs, huh? Yeah, I didn't observe this character a lot to be able to draw it from imagination like that. But hey, I'm still trying. I'm gonna do this so you guys can understand what I'm trying to do. So this is the hand, what I'm drawing here. So it's gonna be outside. And if you don't get it, it's because I'm trash. I'm just at depicting what I'm trying to draw. But it's gonna start to make a bit more sense once I draw the full body. I'm gonna draw everything properly. But like I said, I didn't observe this character a lot. Like I've seen him a lot, but I didn't observe it a lot. That's the one thing, because seeing something and observing something is two different things. Seeing is like your brain's gonna record the information at the moment, but it won't stay for a long period of time. Observing, you're looking at something in order to keep it in your mind, so later on you can use this information to apply it in your work. And most beginner artists and also intermediate artists, you know, intermediate artists tend to be more aware of make the difference between observing and seeing. But beginner artists tend to just see something and just draw the thing that they saw without doing any logical observation, like why does it look like that, what can I do to break it down to make it to be able to draw something like that. So yeah, so triangular shape for the head. Triangular but elongated. And when I say triangular shape, I mean shape for the head. I mean really like the part of the jaw, you know, because the head is still like the skull's gonna always end up with like a dome shape. So this is like inevitable. But when we're talking about the shape of the head, but anyway, me personally, when I talk about the shape of the head, I'm really specifying like the part of the jaw, like how the jaw's gonna end. It's gonna be triangular. It's gonna be ended as with a point, like a edge of a triangle, a round shape, or a square shape. And to be fair, you can still do that, you know, if you want to create an alien type shit like Goblin from Spider-Man. Ah man, I just literally give the answer. Okay, yeah, I'm doing a pose from Spider-Man type shit, but I guess you got it once I did something like that with the hand, hopefully. But yeah, you can do something like this. Have a triangle shape at the end of the head, and you can say, oh yeah, it's an alien, so he's doing shit like this. You know what? I'm gonna keep it like that. We're gonna make Spider Goblin. That's an interesting concept. Spider Goblin. Or Goblin Spider. Like, in the universe, the Goblin became Spider-Man. He still used the Goblin tech, you know, like the bombs, the overboard. I don't know what's the actual name of it. He still used all of that, but he got spider powers. It's like that one universe Spider-Man, you got Doc Ock becoming Spider-Man. That's an interesting concept. So hey, if any Marvel people watching my video, which I doubt, is watching my video, think about making a series of the Goblin becoming Spider-Man, you know? Think about it. You can make something interesting out of it. Wait, now think about it, my logo for my social media is literally the Spider-Man thing, but instead of doing that, I'm doing this and holding a pen. Now think about it. Unless oh wait, no, Spider-Man is like this. His thumb is out, right? It's like. See, I didn't observe Spider-Man enough. I don't know which one is right, but I think it's the thumb is out normally. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment. Well, I'll know the answer because I'll take a look at it once I finish this video. But yeah, I didn't observe Spider-Man enough. I need to observe him more. And honestly, I think studying Spider-Man poses can help a lot to do dynamic poses in the air. Though to be fair, he web swings, so his movement is adapted for his swinging. But there's still poses that he does, like, you know, sometimes he do tricks in the air. You can still learn those if you want to know how to draw some cool poses when a character is mid-air. So yeah, we're gonna do triangular shapes. And usually you got when you do things like this, you got his fist. You got a fist here, hand close, and he's holding like maybe his one of the spider web that he used to swing earlier with, something like this. Yeah, from his wrist. Type shit. But yeah, for this leg, let me do it until there. So I can, let's see, because this is, we need to do something here. I mean, it makes sense. I can imagine his leg going like this in the air. You know, because something that I've learned from the Spider-Mans is that they have a swing style, web swinging style. Like for example, Peter Parker, his swinging style is really like balanced, you know, because he used really his core to move, to swing in the air. Compared to Miles Morales, he used his legs to be able to make his movement with his swings, and you can really see that when you play the game. I don't know if if any of you guys played Spider-Man 2 from Sony, Insomniac Spider-Man. You can when you swing with Miles Morales, you can actually feel like his swinging power come from his leg. Like, I don't know if it makes sense, because you can feel it. You can actually feel it, but when you swing with him, you can see like he's really relying on his leg to do his movement and everything. And even when he's doing his tricks in the air, you can see most of his tricks use his leg to have momentum, which is really interesting. So I guess this will be like a pose like Miles will do if he swings. You know what? This leg can be a bit longer. So good. So the Goblin Spider is a swing by using the momentum of his legs, which I can see happening because you know, since he tend to use his hoverboard to fly to get some balance in the air. You know, to balance his hoverboard to move left, right, and everything. I can see like when he swings, he's gonna use his leg as well to be more comfortable in his swinging style. But yeah, I think Gwen as well, Spider Gwen or Ghost Spider. I think that's her actual name. I think she also relying on her leg, or she's a balance between Miles and Peter Parker, because she does some ballerina shit from what I've seen. But yeah, but I think it was an interesting detail to put for the different spiders swinging style. Act of how I changed the topics from the drawing to the Spider-Mans and all the stuff. So how much time I have for this session? 2 minutes. Okay, yeah. I'm not even gonna bother do a third one. Yeah. So yeah, usually I'll do more. I do 4 of those in 30 minutes, 3 or 4 of those. Well, it depends also on the type of pose I'm doing. If I'm doing something complex as, well, it's not really complex, the pose here. It's just that the idea that I was coming up with was a bit hard since I didn't draw enough Spider-Man in my life. I tend to do less, of course. But when I'm doing something simple as, okay, a character jumping, character charging in, basic poses like that you see for your gesture drawings, and things that are really grounded, standard like this, I tend to be a bit faster. And the only thing that will really slow me down is if I like ideas, or if I'm trying to push something, find something unique about the pose itself. I think I can push this a bit more, the triangle aspect of it. So now we're gonna continue with the practice. So we're gonna do the last part. So for this last part is gonna be time lapse, since the first part was literally a live session. Was thinking to make it a time lapse, but not. End up talking, yapping like always. So yeah, this part is gonna be a time lapse. So you're gonna have the reference in on the side here whenever I do it, or this side, because yeah, camera is reversed. But anyway, you're gonna have it so on the screen, and yeah. So for this reference, as you can see, it looks like a Spider-Man pose, and that's why I wanted to practice earlier the Spider-Man pose, just to put me in the mindset of how I can do it. And yeah, so my goal is to do something similar as I did for the previous practice that I've done, except that I'm gonna apply a restriction to myself. So today my restriction is gonna be to only use triangle shape language, so I can really put emphasis on the more dynamic, maybe a bit more dangerous side of the pose of the character. It's gonna look like a Spider-Man, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to see how it's gonna come out. So yeah, so that's gonna be a time lapse, and yeah, like I always, take your pen, paper, tablet, or whatever you need to draw, and let's grind that art together, and let's get those gains. Let's get started. All right, so there's 4 minutes left to the session, but I'm practically done with it. And wow, honestly, I'm surprised of myself. Um, so yeah, so you guys, I've witnessed what happened when I don't talk, when I don't yap, and I just focus on drawing. And yeah, I really like how it turned out with the simplification. I really went in with the triangular shape. I had to compromise for the fingers. I went with a more boxy shape. So yeah, so I'll say angular triangle. Okay, we're gonna go with that. I mean, to be fair, okay, yeah. I give myself a restriction. Let's go with that restriction. Okay, we're gonna use this 4 minutes to go. Because I like to use this shape language of fingers for female characters because I like the how slender and angular the finger are when you draw them in a cartoon style. I like that. For male characters, I tend to draw them more boxy and angular, like this, like I did earlier. So we're gonna change that because I give myself a restriction. Gotta respect it. And you know what? I'm not gonna drop the nails because it's gonna look like female fingers, and I don't want that for the character. So, or I can do no, yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that at all. But yeah, but honestly, well, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised because I'm really comfortable drawing characters with triangular shapes, since it's like the shape language I use the most, that I practice with the most when I start studying the Tetsuya Nomura art style. I'm going to put some example of the art style I'm talking about. Well, his art style in general is really sharp in general, but I went with the Neo, the one and with your art style, and I've been studying it for a year now, a year plus now, and I'm really comfortable drawing drawing in general with triangular shapes. So that's why it came with ease when I started simplifying the shape language. I knew exactly how to simplify which part I need to put some accent on some triangular accent on, you know, like the knees, the elbows, which part of the torso I needed to put the angular shape and all this good stuff. And yeah, so, and also for my training, while I'm training this, you know, I'm taking notes of things that I've noticed on my art, with how I can create a sort of Bible style for myself, you know, a Bible art style, because, you know, like every artist has their Bible or their like a breakdown of their art style. Well, they not everyone write it down, but you know, some of them do it. For example, Capcom, they have their Bible art style, you know, where they show you how they draw each muscle of the body, how they design characters, what shape they use most often. And Capcom use a lot of round shapes to design the characters. And for me, it would be like a lot of more angular, triangular, boxy shapes, more often less circle shapes. When I designed this character, I didn't have a hard time doing it, but I tend to see like I wanted to lean more towards a boxy angular shape. You know, even like here for the belt, I kind of rounded the edges to make it round now I'm looking at it. But yeah, because it's a tendency that I have in general with my art. I like to really go with triangular, boxy, angular shapes, because I feel like it really impacts a lot the way you draw stuff, and I like it. It gives a lot of dynamism in the art. So yeah, that's why I tend to like drawing with those shapes. And yeah, so really happy with how this turns out, and I hope you guys had a good grind session. So how much time there's left? 16 seconds. Okay, this is the end. Let me add the timer now. So yeah, so that's it for the third episode of the pre-animation school training art video series. Man, saying arc and art back to back is so weird. So yeah, and yeah, so I'll let you guys go enjoy your weekend. Have a nice new year, because we won't see each other until then, but there will be a new video next Saturday, of course, like always. And yeah, so don't forget to subscribe and leave a like to the channel so you won't miss any of my videos, and so my videos can reach more people that are looking for a channel where they can just put it in the background, listen to the good music with me yapping a lot about the art, and grind their artwork with me. And yes, I'll let you guys go. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy your holidays. I'll see you guys in 2025 literally. And yeah, like always, keep grinding, take some break, and don't slack. And yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. All right, peace.